turn this over to Mike Gunzik right now. Mike runs our insurance division. Mike's going to go ahead and walk you through it. Mike, over to you.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine, Mike.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm going to start in our back office, in our QS2 back office, the one that everybody knows well. By this point, at least you should. You log into your back office and you see the series of buttons up here. One of them is this ORG button. And when you click on this now, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Might take a second. It comes up with our QS2 ORG back office that Jim was talking about. And you can see here we've got the QS2 logo. We're going to be making some changes on a lot of the things in here. We just got this up last week, but keep coming back and looking at it. We're going to tweak it. We're going to make it better, over time as we work with it. A couple of things that I want to point out here for everybody is there's a button up here that says register. And if you haven't registered with One Resource Group yet, it's really important to click this button, enter your information in here, and it's really just, you pick your own username and password, put your information in here, and click submit. And in about 24 to 48 hours, ORG is going to send you an email back confirming that you have an account set up, confirming your login and your password, and then you can access most of the, all the features on the site. If you don't log in, there's very little that you can actually access. So you want to make sure that you are logged in so that you can, use the site to its full advantage. So once you are logged in here, there are several things on here. One of the things that I really like is the status button. So if you click here, for those of you that haven't used this yet, it allows you to check the status of all the life insurance cases that you have submitted to ORG, see what's going on with them. It lists them all, and here I'll do this, kind of give you an example of how it works. So it'll bring up, if you have a lot of cases, you can search them. You can search by status. You can search by type of app. You can search, by line of business, which is generally going to be life for most people. You can also search last names alphabetically. So when I click here, I'm just going to view everything that's in the back office. And you can see there are a bunch of cases here. I'm just going to pick one to click on that we can take a look at. And if you click on the case, you can see that it lists things that are in receive. It lists some things that are outstanding. And if you want more details, you can click comment history here. And this will show you exactly what's happened with your case. You can see the case manager is Cindy Potter at One Resource Group, and you can see what she's done, since she received the case. There's been some communication that's gone out, some things that she's done. Looking at this information gives you kind of the most up-to-the-date, information about what's going on with your case. And I can't stress how important it is to come back to your back office and check this daily and just make sure that everything that is needed in the cases that you have are in. And if there's something that's getting stuck, that you're helping work on it. One of the main things that gets stuck here a lot are APSs, which are attending physician statements. If the carrier orders additional information from a physician, it can take a long time to get that in because the physicians have a lot, higher priorities than sending paperwork to an insurance company. If that happens, the best thing to do, if an APS is out there, is to call the client and have the client call the doctor's office and help you get that information so that we can move the case forward. Okay, so let me close out of this. Another thing that we have on here that's nice, we have this commissions button. Now we currently have the other commission button in our back office that we're using, and we're going to be tying this one in so that when you click here and you're logged in, you'll be able to actually go and check the commission levels that we have for each product. So click on this, and it will bring up another screen that you'll click on. It allows you to get to, let's give this a second here. It takes a little time because it's working through here. So here, if you click on agent compensation, here it will bring up a list of carriers. And when you click on a carrier, it will show you what the compensation that goes to the QS2 compensation grid is for each product. So it's a great way to just see what the compensation that's coming in on the different products is. So we're going to put that back here too, but it's still available in the current back office where you have to put a log in right now. Let's keep moving along here. A couple other things. We do have contracting in here, and it allows you to go and do your contracting through SureLC. We have that, in your current back office, but you can do it through here too. It's the same thing. Click Start SureLC, and it gives you some information. There's a little bit of training on SureLC, which we also have in the back office, but there's some of it here as well. So that's kind of a handy function. There's a great training center here. Nice thing here is that we have a lot of different things that you can look at if you're interested in learning more about life insurance in general. We got Insurance 101 that has some different things in it. We've got one resource group that has an ongoing webinar training that they do weekly, as we do, with some different things. And you can click on that, and it will allow you to go into a section that allows you to look at the archives of all the trainings that have been done. Information on IGO, how to work with ORG, just various things back here. I encourage everybody to just kind of go in here, log in, take a look at what's back here, just so you're familiar with it. Another thing that's nice here, you can see submitting business. If you click on this, this kind of just gives you an overview of what to do to submit business. And I'm going to, it has different product lines here. I'm going to click on life. And you can see here it just kind of describes, what to do if you're taking an application, where to send it, what the overnight address is, what the fax number is, what the submission by email. You click on that and allow you to email things, which is typically the fastest unless you have a check with the application and you have to mail it. So this is good to have. A really critical part of this back office is the e-apps. And if you click on here, this allows you to accept, go into the electronic application portion of the ORG system. We're kind of working on getting that set up. I'm not going to go further with this, but if you click on it, will allow you to go into the IGO section where you can actually, for most of your electronic applications, it's really easy. You can just, it's a screen that allows you to click on the carrier, allows you to pick the type of business you're going to write, and it shows you all the e-apps that are available. So that's really handy to use. We really want to encourage everybody to do electronic applications as much as possible. So remember, this button is here. And another key thing to remember is you've got to do your electronic applications through this website. If you go to the carrier website, a lot of times we don't see the applications. We won't see them until the commission is actually paid. So number one, we can't help you, get those applications, or she can't work on them and help you get them paid and get them working as fast as possible. Number two, we're not going to be able to see it for the leaderboard. So it's very, very difficult for us to work with applications that are done electronically unless you go through this site. So please remember that. Just a couple other things that are on here. We've got different products that we sell with ORG. Here, for example, is life insurance. We've got a number of things in here. We have some videos. This is nice to click on. It's more training, so it's a different training section than the training section we have up here. And you can see that there are a lot of different things on here that you can look at if you want to look at and do some more training on life insurance. We've got quoting section here, which brings you to the screen. Here's our QS2 quote request form. I think a lot of people are familiar with. You can bring that up here, fill that out, and send that back. But you can also run your own term quotes by clicking here. If you want to run a term quote, you can run term quote comparison for various different term lengths and also for various carriers, and compare them all. WinFlex here allows you to quote IULs if you want to quote Index Universal Life on your own. If you feel pretty comfortable with doing that on your own, you can click here. You've got to have some knowledge of Index Universal Life and quoting in general in order to work with it, but it's very handy. Everybody can access it here. What else? And here's another. We have forms here also. This is a great section. All the forms that you need to do any applications with are in here. So for any of the carriers that you have, you can request or actually just download the form that you need. Any of the applications. It's for all states, for all applications. So everything is kind of under this forms section. In fact, when you if you ask ORG and you're talking to one of their people and you ask them for an application form, they're going to go here and they're going to get it for you, download it, send it to you. It's oftentimes easier. You can just do that yourself. So these are really handy features to have. We've also got information on annuities here, long-term care if you're selling that, and various other products. So really, and this is just a great set of tools over here. I would really encourage people to log on here, just click through all these buttons, just look at them. I'm not going to go through them all right now because there's a lot of them, but just get yourself really familiar with how this website works. Another handy feature up here is the ORG team. If you want to get hold of somebody at ORG and you don't have a number, if you want to dial them directly, and you can always call, but it comes up right here if you want. You can take a look at it here. This is really everybody at ORG that you could ever want to get a hold of. All of our contracting, all of our salespeople. You see our dedicated team here, underwriting, all that stuff. So this was a great one to have also. Just keep that in mind. This is here. And I think that pretty much covers the summary that I wanted to go through. Jim, do you have any questions or any thoughts?
You know, Mike, I don't, other than, well, I don't have any questions because I've navigated through this several times, and it's such a great tool. And I can only urge, I guess I have a comment, I can only urge everybody to get very familiar with it. It doesn't take very long. You know, spend a couple hours on it. You'll get a good feeling for it. And I know the biggest, the largest number of questions that Mike and I and Dan answer on a daily basis, and it's into the hundreds sometimes, and it's a lot of time that we devote to get back to everybody here. And we understand why. I mean, when you submit an application, you want to know you're going to get paid and when you're going to get paid. We get that. We're all over it, believe us. I mean, we're doing everything possible on our end to make sure you get paid as quickly as possible. But a lot of this falls in your court, and I wish it didn't fall in your court. I wish we could handle all of it, but it doesn't. We have to rely on our back office to make sure that those applications that we receive from the field are thorough. They have all the information, and in the past that hasn't been true, and no blame to anybody at all, believe me. We're just trying to perfect our system here, but we have a great partner with ORG. They've done a tremendously good job with taking all the comments that we've had on a real-time basis with them over the last many months and integrate them into their platform. What you have to do is make sure that the data that you collect is accurate and that you follow along in the comment section of the ORG website to make sure that you're up to date with exactly, on a real-time basis, again, with what's happening with your application, because you guys and ladies are controlling that. We don't. Again, when we get payment, you get paid between 4 and 7 days now since we finished our commission calculator. So it's very efficient on our end. It's just that we don't have any control over the carrier, and we have no control over you folks in the field. So do whatever you can to learn the system, stay in tune with it, because you will be paid significantly quicker if you follow the application. And again, this is not us pointing fingers at anybody, because I know you're working so hard in the field. But right now, and you heard Mike and Dan mention this here several weeks ago, approximately 72% of the applications that ORG receives are missing information, which means they don't go anyplace unless you fill in that information. So that's where a lot of the delay is. So whatever you can do, again, to follow through and make sure that you're reviewing your back office to see whether or not there's any outstanding issues that you need to collect from your client on that application so we can push it through the system. Because if we can push it through the system, we can get you paid significantly quicker. And it's ORG partnership with us that's allowing that to happen. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thanks, Jim. I guess that's pretty much all I have. Dan, are you still on? I thought I'd see if you have any comments.
I'm on. Yep, no, I thought it was a great call, and the main thing is to make sure everyone's aware that we do have ORG now connected to QS2, so it really is QS2, it's not ORG as far as the information. You'll see it right there. You don't have to go anywhere else, and the main thing is to make it as transparent as possible and as consistent, so you can get everything done right there. And I think this will help us all turn in really good business, better business. We found that the leaders out there who are doing most of the business understand the ORG website, they understand the back office, they understand the tracking, the case status, they understand how to get applications, they understand all that. People that aren't doing business don't understand it, and literally if you spend 2 or 3 or 4 hours, which you have to understand how the information is organized in the ORG and QS2 back office, you'll become a champion back there. So I just urge everyone to do that. Maybe have 2 or 3 hours during this week that you can spend. It'll be more than worth your time. It will benefit you so much in 2014. So it's just a very short presentation we'll do. I'm not sure if Scott, you can tell, are there any leaders on that you want to bring on, Scott?
Let's see, Dan, there's several leaders on here. We'll pull out a few of them. Let me just kind of whip down here real quick and find one of the first ones. How about Fuji out there? Let me unmute Fuji and see if we can't get him talking. Fuji,
hey, good evening, everybody. Happy holidays. Anyways, as I'm looking at this new tool that we have, I like it. It's make things easy for everybody, especially the functionality wherein you can find and track status of your business. I like it. I think this will help the field tremendously and erase all kinds of question about where the file is going.
Awesome. And Fuji, you've done a lot of business, so you've used the ORG back office before, and has it worked okay for you?
Yes, because before I had to wait for my case manager to reply to my email, and then we get on the back and forth communication through email, and there's a big lag behind in several days, because you can understand my case manager is not only working on my cases, she's working on other people's cases also. So sometimes if you have to wait for the email, it takes a long time to finish everything. So this is a welcome development, and I appreciate the Home Office for pushing this hard to come out before the year is over.
Well, thank you, Fuji. Good job, and happy holidays to you, bud.
Likewise.
Okay, how about Iqbal? Is Iqbal Sharif out there? The sheriff. The sheriff may be not able to access. How about Jerry Bowles? We have Jerry Bowles on with us.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, again, we did it. This is some exciting things. Dan, thanks a lot. Jim, really appreciate all that you all do. You know, this is getting back to our model. We're educating our consumer. We're doing our presentation, and we're able to close a lot more business, because if you don't have to wait, like Fuji was saying, from the time from ORG to get back with us, it's all the tools are right here at our fingertips. We just have to learn them and use them on a daily business. And again, thank you.
You're welcome, Jerry. Good job out there, bud.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much, Jerry. How about we bring on, let's see if Nancy Versosa can get online with us. Nancy?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm actually at a computer. I'm not sure if I could be heard, but it's really exciting. I'm really waiting for something like this. It would allow us to track our files and follow up like first in the morning before we go out in the field, and this definitely will expedite closing of our files and get more business done. Thank you so much. What a Christmas present.
You're welcome, Nancy. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nancy, from the West Coast. And now we're going to shoot on across the country to the East Coast. And Sheila Gill. Can we get Sheila Gill on with us? Sheila?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, it's absolutely everything that anyone will want in this business. The thing that I see most of all is that everything that we have asked for, wanted for, is coming to fruition. And if we can just stay focused and not get our own mindset into place, but just see that our place is to recruit, to build, and the corporate has everything in place that we need to support that. And if we can just stay to what the corporate is doing and know our role, is just all coming to place. And I'm just so excited to be in this opportunity at this right time. It is just awesome.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thanks so much, Sheila. We have so many leaders on here. I'm going to go back out to the West Coast and see if Tony Reyes is on. Tony Reyes. Tony, are you with us? All right, Tony may be hung up there. Let's scroll back up here a little bit. Let's see here. I'm trying to find one of these phones, you know, that we know we can get through to, but let's see here. Let's go up to that balmy state of Wyoming and here see a couple of words from Mr. Dan Halperty. Dan, are you there with us?
I am, Scott. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, indeed.
Awesome job. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And I just want to say thank you to the corporate team and, Jim, Randy, Dan, John, Scott, everybody for putting a lot of information together. I have to echo a little bit about what Sheila just said, because whenever I look at something, I always look at it from a newbie or an industry that I'm not real familiar with. In other words, it's not my background. And what I want to say, Mike and Jim, I know you guys and Dan have worked really hard to put this together. And what I see from a person who goes to our website, it can be sometimes overwhelming because there's so many places that they need to go to access information. And I see this coming together to becoming more and more user-friendly. Having all of this information right in one location, I think will be a dramatic difference to the folks, not only existing, but the ones that come on board as it becomes more and more user-friendly. Right down to the point where, as on our landing page, where you guys have made it a referral-based landing page, put on the short opportunity and vision videos that we can put out and send those links out to people. So I just see you guys making this more and more user-friendly to allow us to really concentrate on the things that we really need to do, which would be, the insurance side, and the rest of it is just all gravy. And I want to thank you guys for that, because I know that there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into trying to make this have the links and the codes to be accessible. So thank you guys corporately, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate those kind words. Let's see. Let's whip down just a street a little ways. It's Doug Arundel right here in Colorado. See if we can get Doug on. Doug, are you there? Hang on. Can't unmute you, Doug. Sorry about that. Let's go on up to Dave Tuanay. Can we get Dave on? Over in Utah. Dave, can you hear us? He's on his computer, so he might not be able to hear us. Dan, if you want to talk for a minute, I'll look down here. There's tons of people on, but most of them are on computers.
Okay. Yeah, I think the main thing is to just realize that there will be constant changes in what we're doing, especially technology, products, strategies, everything that we're doing. There's going to be changes, but it's always going to be towards the good, towards the better. With this, make sure all your teammates know. Get an email, get a text out to them that shows everything that we have, so that they know they should go study this in the back office, and they can become a bigger and better and more productive individual, I think, for QS2. So just let them know.
Fantastic, Dan. I think that's about all that we're going to be able to pull off tonight. We've got hundreds of people on here, but those are the ones it looks like we'll have access to.
That's okay. Well, that's a great call. Thanks, everyone. And we got done in about a half an hour, so I think it was perfect. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow on Quantum Connection Live, the radio show, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye.